podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Hi, this is Ed. Just a quick note to say that some of the audio on this week's show isn't up to our usual standards. Hope it doesn't detract from the show. Enjoy. How's it going, Daniel?
Not bad.
That was quite good today, wasn't it?
That was extremely rewarding. Just had all the nice little things that you look for.
Yeah. Somehow I feel like that's how we've beaten Arsenal about 20 times in the last 20 years.
God.
So.
Yeah, I mean, we've obviously game like that a million times before. I put it on Twitter. It's like that scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark where there's a guy that is attacking Indy and he gets his cutlass out and swishes it about and then he pulls out a gun and shoots him.
Yeah.
Which I learned today was only because the actor was ill. So they just came up with it on the spot.
Nice.
But anyway, yeah, we have seen that game a lot of times and it never, ever, ever gets even remotely tiresome.
No, not at all. It was very enjoyable. Arsenal social media is so sort of loud and in your face all the time that the modern age of like having to suffer Arsenal fans constantly makes that all the more sweet. I mean, it's I guess in a sense it's all a bit pathetic because we're neither of us have won the league for years and years and years and years, but it doesn't make it any less enjoyable.
Yeah, we're going to win this season, so it's fine.
Oh yeah, we're back. Yeah, for sure, 100%.
But yeah, like that's like that thing, isn't it? Because there's like a difference between there's like being Liverpool or City or whatever. Actually, that's probably not a good example because they are rivals. When you beat a team who are the best and you're not the best, there's a particular quality to that, but you are a bit sad. But there's also a particular quality to this, beating a team who they think are getting good and saying, actually, you're not. All that good forever. Because which is it, right? Are we still crap and just saying, the kind of football we played on, or they were hitting teams on the break, in which case you just got beat 3-1 by them.
Yeah.
It wasn't even close and it should really have been more.
Yeah.
Or are United in fact good again?
Yeah.
and they're going to be better than you and above you in the league in a couple of months, because that's not good.
Either way is good. Yeah, I mean, going back to that thing about we've seen this game so many times before. I mean, it was that Arsenal played a lot of nice football, a lot of it in front of United. I don't remember Dave having to make too many really big saves in that game.
They did have some good chances. Odegaard should have scored.
Yeah, that's true. And they complained a lot about the one that was chalked off, but I don't know in what world that is not a foul on Scott McTominay.
It's nuts. It's just that, like, I didn't see it. I didn't see it in real time, but to the extent that it was. But then as soon as you do see it, I mean, Gary Neville kept going on about the thigh, but the hands are in the back as well. It's a proper foul. Like, you've eased him to the ground with the hands, and you've also forced him to the ground with the knee. Yeah. And I don't know, like, as soon as I saw it, I thought, the only thing I'm concerned about is that the ref will feel some pressure. I don't think refs are biased at all. I think all that stuff is nonsense. But people do respond to pressure. And the only thing was the ref didn't want the aggravation of what we'd seen yesterday. Then being seen to chalk on for goal to a visitor to Old Trafford, which catches you all sorts of heat.
Well, that's true, and
all the rest of it.
And the Premier League match officials, whatever they called, had to apologise for the stuff at Chelsea and Newcastle.
But this one, as soon as I saw it, I thought that's going to be chalked off unless the ref feels the pressure and bottles it. And when I say that the ref might feel the pressure and bottle it, it's not even a criticism. Do I think I would be incapable of that happening to me? Absolutely not. Like, I felt under pressure every time my wife challenges me. Never mind 75,000 people. Never mind like the entirety of the Arsenal Twitter population, whatever.
Sure,
actually,
yeah.
I'd back my wife in a row with the entirety of the Arsenal Twitter population.
I mean, I think the thing about it is that the only thing that made me worried is that the bar has been set really high. and in a sense, the ref didn't follow that protocol. I mean, as soon as he goes over to the monitor, it's going to get overturned for sure because he can see with his own eyes. But the protocol is it's supposed to be a very high bar
even so, it's foul.
Yeah,
I'm not saying like I could argue with you. I could say that like the penalty that Arsenal could have had at the end for Malacia on Malacia's foul on Saka, was there a Maguire one as well?
Well, yeah, but I think he's just blocked. He's blocked the player off. I'm not worried about that one. Malacia was closer. Yeah.
I'll get back to it, but what a cameo that was. But yeah, the Malacia one, if that's a penalty, I'm not bitching about that because it's on the border where it's like, it's not really on the border actually, it's about. But where, because the player gets the shot away, it's sort of as though time is frozen at that point.
Yeah.
And you could then plough through it and it's fine. But that was probably a penalty, but that was a foul. And in fact, the same people who are so loquacious about this are not as vociferous as they were on the Congress foul.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah.
Which is, I think that if you want to consult with the laws of the game, which is something that people forget, basically, no one apart from the refs ever does this. So when a ref gives a decision, you should probably pause and consult with the laws before making a knob of yourself on the internet and the arm's ends to myself as well.
Well, no one does that. Yeah, the sweeter thing about it was, of course, that United scored just a few minutes after that, just to really follow up the sucker punch, and it was a really nice goal as well. Bruno, Rashford,
it was a lovely goal.
Anthony on debut, who I didn't think would start, but I guess Ten Hag believes in him. It helps that Erlanger's not really very good as well. It doesn't make it a very difficult choice.
I felt like, I said to a mate actually in the morning that I felt like Ten Hag would be unable to resist the temptation of picking Anthony, because I think he loves his mentality and he can also make a pretty clear tactical case for it, as you say.
Sure, yeah.
There's an attacker who's not that good. So if you put another good one in, and he's in his right position as well, you might then be better. And the balance, you could just see the balance. Suddenly we're a threat down the right hand side.
Yeah. Immediately, he didn't even play that well, really, Anthony. I mean, there's a lot of getting the ball and actually knocking it backwards and not really taking on the man in the first half. But great finish. I'm sure we'll see more of the stuff he likes to do, which is carry the ball.
One thing on this one, actually, is that I think that what we saw was, what I talked about, the threat on the right-hand side. Sancho can do good stuff from the right-hand side because he's a quality player. But I think that we say this a lot, he needs a fullback to help him. And what we saw from Anthony is, although Dalla, I thought, played well again, Anthony can do shit without that.
On his own. No, I think so, yeah. Sancho definitely needs the triangles. And he's going to have that more on the left, from Malacia supporting and Eriksen sort of just behind him there. So the balance looks good, doesn't it? I mean, whoever United end up playing through the middle, whether it's like, I think Ronaldo should be saved for teams who want to sit deep, because when the game's stretched like that, he's just useless. And
I mean, I just thought, it's not that I thought he did all right at Leicester when he came on. But in those circumstances where you're defending a goal, I mean, you want some pace, I think.
Yeah, to stretch it, yeah.
And I thought that against Leicester, there weren't options. Actually, Leicester showed us why Anthony is actually quite necessary, aside from what we said. Again, he wouldn't have been my first choice to assign proper players for a different position, if I could. But we lacked an option off the bench against Leicester. And I think if we'd had, we'd have won a bit more. And it's just that situation of Anthony. There was a moment after the goal where Martinez comes over and they celebrate, and Martinez gets him, in that football way that you sometimes interface with your friends when you forget you're not a footballer when you're pissed.
Yep.
Like, grabs him to the back of the head and exchange like a proper look and a nod, like, we fucking got him, mate. It's just, because I think both of them had to go to some trouble to make it happen. And we're seeing on the pitch that is actually worth something, rather than dickheads pleaded with to please come and take our money.
Yeah.
These two lads have gone and made it happen. And a long way to go, but we can see that their mentality, I think, is very significant. It's going to be very significant in making the team not as crap in future.
I mean, those two are just a case study in the kind of mentality United need and have got, and it's amazing what just adding 5 players, and I guess it's 6 with Dubravka, but especially those 5 has done to the mentality. I mean, Eriksen, just the quality in midfield today was just outstanding. It was just lovely in there. We've barely ever seen him during his career as a number 8, which is what he's playing now, or in the double pivot, and he's just outstanding there. And then Martinez and Malacia just really won it all the time.
I mean, Malacia actually I thought came back well. He got a bit of a going over in the first half.
It was a good contest, wasn't it? Him and Saka. Saka's matured a lot as a player, I think. I'm not sure I really thought he was.
He gave Malacia some problems because Malacia he's impetuous partly because he's young and that's how he plays. He's aggressive and that's good, and also he knows he's got recovery pace. But Saka's quick and he's quick to get away, and the recovery pace didn't really help him. But again, we're defending the box really well. I think the defending can get better because we can stop them getting to the box. But under Ole, we had that thing where the defensive record was good and the defending was still pretty wank. But here, we've got proper defending in the box. Like even another chance we forgot that Arsenal had was the one that Saliba missed. And
yes,
I felt like one of the reasons that happened was because Martinez blocked and got himself take up a lot of space. So in trying to get it around him, Saliba had to send it wider than he would have done otherwise. And it's just that. Yeah, I mean, it's just so basic, isn't it? Like you feel like a real proper football man, like my dad or anyone else's dad sitting there talking. It's just about trying hard. But it's partly that, isn't it? It's partly that, and It's almost entirely that, I would say.
I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of the chest bumps and the high fives during the game, but it's like a manifestation of like the fact that they are wanting to win every tackle, every header, all of that kind of stuff.
And they're trying to make it happen. And like Ten Hag said it after Liverpool, and I was actually pleased to hear him say it. Like it was none of this like bollocks about tactics and coaching and whatever. And I'm not saying that stuff isn't important. Of course, that stuff's important. But that stuff is details. That stuff, it might win you a game, might win you lots of games. But when you've got talented players, it is a simple game. And the main thing is that you have good players putting everything in, and then you'll win most of the time. And you'll win games you don't deserve, where you don't have all the play like today. And I was pleased at Ten Hag because he's meant to be a great coach and he's a technocrat. So if he's good at that stuff, but he understands that this other stuff is also important, and he should be a good manager. And I feel that, like in football discussions these days, there is a tendency to overestimate what tactics are and do. Yeah, what Pep Guardiola is, I understand the footballing savant who sees the game that other people don't. He's made changes that have affected the way that we play the game. He's also had the best fucking players in every league that he's ever been in every single season.
Exactly. But it's the marrying of the two, not to get all Roy Keane about it, but making them work hard counts. I mean, Roy Keane said afterwards in the analysis that he thought the turnaround was all to do with Ten Hag making them run that 13.88 kilometres, which is just chef's kiss, perfect Roy Keane moment. You know, of course he was going to think that. But it's the two of them.
The first line in Luna Park by Bret Easton Ellis says something like, "You do a very good impression of yourself."
Yes,
and that is Roy Keane.
It is absolutely. But look, back to the mentality and working hard and doing the right things. I mean, it's also married to just basic competence at the back, and Varane is staying fit. True. Martinez is staying competence.
Like, not even excellence. If Maguire and Luke Shaw had delivered 5 or 6 out of 10 in the first half of the season, Ole might still be the manager of United. And I'm not saying that's something I want to be the case, but because very clearly this lad is better. I'm sure this lad is better. But what got Ole sacked wasn't crap tactics, even though he might have been crap at tactics or crap at coaching or whatever. Who knows? But because a lot of people have a lot to say about Ole's coaching and tactics who've never seen anyone coach any session at that level before.
Yeah.
Or don't know anything about it. Like, it's just, anyway. So there's, maybe he is crap, I don't know. But the difference really, what got Ole fired was how badly Maguire and Shaw in particular played after the Euros. And that's not even me saying that they're the only ones who play badly. But if two of your defenders are dropping 2 out of 10s on a regular, it really doesn't make a lot of difference what's going on at the other end of the pitch. You're going to keep getting battered. And that's what happened.
Absolutely. Luke Shaw wasn't on the bench again today. I mean, I guess he might have a knock. It's unclear. No one's actually said what's wrong with him, whether he's just not in the squad at the moment. And Maguire came on and gave a 10-minute cameo for the ages, in which he almost gave away a penalty. Could have got himself sent off.
Well, no, he started with taking himself the armband.
Yeah, that's right.
And again, like, we talked about this. And I guess, yeah, you're less bothered about it, which I totally understand and actually sort of envy that position, given that we're old men. But there's just something for me about United, that the captain of United should not be a lummox or an oaf or a laughing stock or
all of those things,
or a nerd or any of those things. And when you think about who it's been before, look, I'm not, like, if United are good and Harry Maguire's the captain, then fine. But obviously, he reflected to some extent the team he played in, because that team was also really good. And I will always feel some level of affection for Ole in that team, because they were good during lockdown. And as we all did, there was quite a lot of stuff going on at home at that point.
Yep.
And United being good in that time, for me, like, in my personal circumstance, was something that I appreciated to an absolutely phenomenal extent. So
fully agree. Yeah, fully agree. I think a lot of United fans would feel like that.
But we can see that Martinez is better, and we can see that Varane is better.
Let's hope Martinez's groin, which he very publicly rubbed right on camera, which was great, is okay.
I felt like he was doing that at me, actually.
yeah, just giving you the come hither eyes.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't mention it. Another moment I really loved from this game was after Anthony scores and runs towards the corner, looks at the shirt, goes to kiss the badge, misses the badge, kisses the Team Viewer sponsors logo. I was like, there you go. They're dancing in the streets of, where's Team Viewer from? Italy, isn't it?
I don't know. I was thinking maybe it was a tribute to Donny van der Beek. To steal David Scott's tweet, the Team Viewer, his name on the shirt. But yeah,
but poor Donny van der Beek.
He wasn't in the squad today.
Was not. I mean, I don't know why he stayed. Honestly, I mean, I don't know whether the transfer window's open anywhere in the world, but it's going to be a long old season for Van der Beek, isn't it?
For Donald, yeah. Another thing that I was thinking about was people talking about this notion of who deserves to win a football match. Now,
many ways to skin a cat, aren't there?
There are many ways to win a football match, I would say, actually. But I think there's only one way to deserve to win a football match, because a handy metric has been invented with the specific and sole purpose of telling us who deserves to win a football match. Now, we can definitely talk about who played better in the game, who had the balance of play, who had more chances, who you thought might win on the balance of play, all of that stuff. But deserving to win a football match, you can't deserve to win a football match if you lost 3-1.
It's not about the XG, Daniel. No?
It's literally impossible unless, I don't know, unless you're a team of human rights activists playing against, I don't know, Newcastle.
Human Rights FC,
Newcastle. Then I might say you deserve to win. But otherwise,
it's the goals.
You can't deserve to win. And Arteta in his little trousers.
I had so little time for Arteta. Not only his stupid haircut, but his sort of moral superiority. I don't really respect the man very much. And so the moaning and the bleating afterwards about the VAR decision, the referee, and like deserving to win because they had more shots or whatever. They only managed to get 3 on target, for fuck's sake. I mean, it is about putting the ball in the back of the net to go all Roy Keane on us.
And he was also talking about consistency, bitching about the foul on Ramsdale the other day. I watched that game and I watched it and I thought Ramsdale's got his hands around the guy's neck.
Yeah.
And so if there's a bit of jostling, you don't come out of that well either. It's a penalty, it's a goal. But again, what I said about the laws allow for human interpretation. There's no... Now, I always say this, that the laws are poorly drafted, and you could make them less open to interpretation if you wanted to. I don't personally give a fuck. I didn't fall in love with football because of the correct interpretation by referees of laws. I don't care about it.
But that didn't work very well when we went to that during the first part of the VAR period, where there were like absolute lines drawn, both literally with the offside and metaphorically with the other stuff. It doesn't work very well.
Yeah, but you can't have one ref. You can't say one ref should make the same decision as another ref, because it's not. The laws, I guess, to a certain extent, they can't prescribe every single incident, but they could probably give you a load of different ones and say, we think this is this and that's that. But ultimately,
they do.
I don't think it's a problem. Why would it be a problem for them to interpret something differently? Because it's not like before you do the thing, you're thinking, if I do this, it says in law 11.6 that this is definitely not this. It's just the game still unfolds. No one acts differently. And then we just get the decision.
And it's written in a kind of woolly fashion because context matters. If there's provocation before a foul, the referee might let it go a little bit more. If he's trying to let the game flow a bit more, he might allow a bit more physicality. We had that at the early part of this season. Seems to have calmed down a little bit more. He might be willing to talk to a player before giving them a second yellow card. I mean, all of that context does matter. And you don't get that if you're like, in this specific situation, you have to give decision X, like guidance for sentencing in a court of law or something like that. You know?
And also, it's only a game of football. And I say that we say as people that like football a lot, like
quite a lot.
Seriously. I've spent a disgusting amount of time and money on it. I want United to win, but if they don't win, it is not the referee's fault. It is the players and the manager's fault. Almost every single time. I can't think of any, because even if you get a bum decision, if you play well, you'll still win or get a point, whatever it is. And occasionally it does happen that in crucial games you get the arse end of a decision. Like happened loads in 09-10. But I thought first, like Fergie had a bad season that season, and we also sold Ronaldo and replaced him with lunatics. So you can't then blame two decisions in the Chelsea games as really what cost us the league. And also, so there's that. And then second of all, the fact that I am, despite how it may seem, an adult. And I want United to win. And if United win, I'll be buzzing all the way into the next week and through the next week. But if they lose, I guess I can't have any serious self-respect, allow that to affect the way I feel about myself, my life, the people around me for the next period.
Well, just for a little bit. So I mean, look, I'm not 10 years old anymore, so I guess it is different. Although I have a rather annoying gooner at work who likes to give it large, and so I was quite enjoying looking forward to winning this game as a result.
We won. That's fine. We won. You're allowed to. That's. I guess I don't know if that's like a sort of a deal I've made with myself or for the benefit of my family. I don't know that I will milk every single win until there's nothing left to milk, but the defeats just, and that, like, obviously, I remember when we lost 6-1 to City. That was a relatively quiet afternoon in my yard. But yeah, I mean, I felt like physically nauseous for some time afterwards. But I felt like that I'm not in control of that. Like I can't control like the way that I actually feel physically unwell. I don't have control over that, but I can control my behaviour. But yeah, like that was that. But in general, you should be able to put away a refereeing decision within a very short period of time after it happening. Never mind even the game finishing, because there's still a game of football going on that I want to experience or feel or be part of or whatever. Yeah, ranting about, and also it's just fucking rubbish chat.
It is, and look, and let's be specific about it. Like, the referee had nothing to do with Arsenal losing today. They lost their heads. They were unable to control specific phases of play, which is United on the transition. They couldn't deal with that. And if they're a better side, they would be able to deal with that. And we've seen this, like, not only Arsenal, as we mentioned, but City and Barcelona, like, over and over and over again. Like, this is the way. And Arsenal had 60% possession today, but three saves that they've had to make. They lost because they weren't able to control that transition. United took advantage of that. Arsenal might have played the prettier football, but it didn't come to much.
I think that I obviously take no pleasure in saying this, but Arsenal are a good team. You could even argue that they're a better team than United at the moment. But you couldn't say that they deserve to win that game. But Arsenal are good. And what I think about Arsenal is that in the end, their ceiling is not going to be that high, because I think it feels like United's best players have the potential to be a lot better than Arsenal's best players. Like, I still look at that back five and I think Saliba might be good. I don't see like top level players in any of the others.
No.
Then they've got good players, so they'll cause any team problems going forward, because they've got two or three players who could, like, I think that Odegaard, who someone I didn't think was particularly good, actually might be better than I thought he was. And Saka is excellent. Martinelli also has high-level attributes, and Jesus was excellent in the first half in particular. So you can see that they're going to be a good team. I don't think they're going to be as good as we are probably next year or the year after. But yeah, they are a good team, and they're settled. And it's just they somehow managed to derive confidence from signing Jesus, I think, who they all knew that he was basically the best centre forward that they could get was him, and they also just playing well in pre-season, because they totally arsed up the end of last season. They somehow managed to get momentum in the summer. I mean, you've got to give credit to whoever managed that to happen, because nothing actually...
the sporting director, I mean, Arteta talked about it. He talked about them having an excellent window, and I think they did get confidence from new players and from a relatively easy start. You know, that helped them build momentum.
That makes a massive difference. When we were good, when the fixtures came out, I'd be like, all right, who are we playing on my birthday, and what's the run-in?
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking, well, actually, when United are crap, it's that for those first games, because you're setting a tone. In 2006-07, we won the first four in pretty decent style, and even though I think they then drew and lost the next two, that gave them the confidence to think, actually, we're pretty fucking good here, because just Ronaldo and Rooney were just flying, and then that enables you to take it on from them. That's what's happened with Arsenal. I mean, I still think there's a pretty good chance we'll finish above them, though.
It's going to be tight. Chelsea, Arsenal, United all look like on a similar level, are they?
Tottenham and Liverpool also.
Tottenham and the next 5 United games, I think there's the City game 2nd of October, I think, but then there's La Real in the Europa League coming up, and Ammonia Nicosia, Crystal Palace, can't remember the other one.
Sociedad,
Leeds, Sociedad, Leeds in there. So there's some winnable games in there. If you take this momentum on and keep winning games, then it's looking good. When's the World Cup start? End of November, right? So it's going to have a weird mid-season break.
If we could be in touch, but at the end, if we can, how many points are we behind City? Not even that many, is it?
It's not 2 points. Yeah, it's not even that many. Amazing.
It's just absolutely absurd, isn't it? It's just, we got so lucky that Brentford game was so shit. Because partly, I think, because it meant that he could drop the players that he needed to drop without needing the political capital to drop the captain, because the captain it was just so terrible, and he had a player as good as Varane to bring in. It just had to be done. But also, I feel like probably mentally it marked a point with the players. I imagine there was a sit down and a recognition that this is literally unbearably bad. Sometimes, like once you hit rock bottom, you're on the way back up again.
Well, it also spooked the owners, I think, into, as Ten Hag said, into changing the budget. You know, and what came in after Casemiro and Anthony. So.
I think he sort of said that circumstances changed also with how much they thought they were going to have to pay to get these players.
Sure.
But yeah, the budget did definitely change.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't say he hasn't been back now. I mean, I still think that we won't have all the players that we need by the end of next summer. But in a way, I don't actually mind that. Though. There's something seems to just go out and buy everyone. It would be nice to see some players who were here before Ten Hag improve, or at least one young player to come through. Because otherwise we are just going out and buying a team basically.
It's interesting that of all the young players that we thought might make an impact, none of them were on the bench today. I mean, Langa's on the bench, but no Garnacho. None of the others. You wonder whether, because the loan window's still open, isn't it? You wonder whether they're gonna if they're not gonna play any football, what's the point?
It's pointless. I mean, maybe what they'll do is maybe Garnacho or Lang will see who plays on Thursday. I guess there is. Yeah, if it's hard to see how Garnacho is getting on the bench, and because if he's keeping Elanga, and it seems that Leicester tried to take him on loan. And
Langa's definitely staying because I don't think they'd let him go to a lower level than the Premier League, and so he's going to stay. Garnacho might be a question whether they can find him a move or not.
He's not. How much football is he going to get? I mean, I guess maybe what you do is you play. If he doesn't play in Europe, then it's absolutely pointless keeping Garnacho.
I mean, he's not even going to play that much reserve football because there aren't that many games.
But I guess if you keep him and he plays he plays 6 European games and the League Cup games, and you don't lose the first one, then maybe it is worth it, because then you get to see what he can do properly.
All right, I guess that's a good segue. How much do you know about Real Sociedad these days? No, Adnan Januzaj. He left on a free for Sevilla or Valencia. I can't remember which one. Sevilla, I think.
Sevilla, yeah.
Yeah, but they do have David Silva.
He should have been a player, Januzaj.
He should have been, shouldn't he? He feels like he found a level a touch below what his ceiling should have been.
He had a lot. He was very close to complete at a young age. That he had really good pace, strong, tall, willowy, good awareness, good running with the ball. He had,
technically sound.
Yeah, he had a lot of things that were in place at an early age, and he just, for whatever reason, couldn't get it together after that. That was a shame.
Yeah. So I was looking through their squad, and I recognise so few of these players. I mean, I guess it's just the La Liga football I watch tends to be with the big clubs and not Real Sociedad.
Yeah,
which is a shame.
Yeah. It's partly being old as well, probably. You forget stuff. You have less time to be as obsessed with the good things to be obsessed with when you're
San
old.
Sebastian, though, is an absolutely beautiful city, absolutely lovely. So, and Anoeta tends to have a really good atmosphere there. So I'm double guessing myself now. It's away, isn't it? Yeah. So that'll be great for the travelling fans and for the atmosphere in this game. And it's a good one to start in that it's a good quality. It's not.
It's not a piss take, this group.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, you've got some interesting stories in here. So obviously San Sebastian in Basque Country, Sheriff in Transnistria, which is this kind of Russian-controlled part of Moldova, which they're not even going to be playing there, are they? Because there's too many.
A few of my mates are going to that. I'm extremely
but they're playing it somewhere else, aren't they? In Moldova, I think, rather than actually in Transnistria.
I feel like I've not paid attention out of envy.
Yeah, just there was a long read maybe in The Athletic about Sheriff a year or so ago after they beat Real Madrid. Absolute crooks running this club. Amazing.
Yeah.
Who came from nowhere to win. How could that have happened, I wonder. But yeah, some good stories anyway going to be in this group. And a good start for United, as in it's not a gimme. They're going to have to play a proper team.
You rest you definitely. I wouldn't even take Varane. I wouldn't take Eriksen either.
I mean, it probably won't take Martinez because he was injured. Rashford.
Casemiro. You'd play. And
Casemiro could do with a start.
Play at the weekend. Did you know that Mackie T has been booked 4 times in 5 games so far. 6 games this season.
Nice.
And if he gets another one, he's suspended.
Already, that's good work.
Yes. Well, I mean, actually today, I
took
felt
one for the team.
Like I might have been involved in some spot fixing because I had like a bet builder on the game, and one of the things that I had was a yellow card for each side. And it didn't look like I was going to get my yellow card from United. And then McTominay, he doesn't just foul someone, he makes absolutely sure by doing it in so good cheer to Samano that he had to get booked. And then, yeah.
I mean, the ref could have booked him twice for that because he's... no, he can't. But pulled the shirt, grabbed the player, wrestled him to the ground, gave him the knee in the back just to make sure.
Yeah, excellent.
It was the hospital pass from Ronaldo that caused it, though. I'm still blaming.
I tell you one thing that I wasn't... I mean, I haven't heard Christian Eriksen speak much. And his little chat with Sky afterwards was just like he's got more personality, not that I assumed that he had, but just I guess more personality than I was aware of. Quite enjoyed listening to him. Yeah. He also said it was a fun football game, which is just like that's sort of what I want. In that I do enjoy seeing the players suffer. I won't deny that. It's nice. I like getting them getting cold and wet good. No, but what it's like seeing them happy is also something I'm very into, and it hasn't really looked like that for such a long time. That they're just enjoying playing for United and. They're having the times of all of our lives. So I want them.
He wanted to come to United. It does help that his 3-year contract is going to earn him something like £45 million. He's on really big money, which helps. But he could have been dead just over a year ago, and he is literally enjoying football, isn't he? So
and it's just they all are. I mean, that was the best United Arsenal game. The one last season when Carrick was the manager wasn't bad. Like it was enjoyable, but that was the highest quality, most intense United Arsenal game, and it had some good needle as well for probably
some time.
Getting on for a decade, I would say.
Yeah. There's one I can't remember, maybe 3 years ago under Ollie, where they absolutely battered us and we won, which was gret fun. Because we didn't deserve it. But this was a good quality game. Yeah. But yeah, back to the Europa, the championship of European football, where all the real teams play, of course. This is a big opportunity for United, isn't it? For a trophy this season. Top ranked club, if UEFA coefficients mean anything, which they shouldn't really. There's Arsenal in there, Roma in there, but this is a good chance for United to pick up something. And it's been I don't know, how many years now is it since United won something? 5? Something like that. Yeah, so big chance for United, both to start their European campaign off and to get a trophy. And I'm sure Ten Hag will want to go deep in this competition. I mean, it's clearly. I mean, like who knows what happens with any of the domestic cups, but big chance for a trophy. Second chance to get into the Champions League because of that competition in the Premier League.
I mean, there's going to be it'd be like the. I mean, who's in the Europa apart from
Arsenal, Roma, PSV.
Roma lost 4-0 to Udinese.
Nice.
Today,
Lazio, Feyenoord. Fenerbahce.
I mean, really, United and Arsenal.
You'd think so. German clubs,
the 2 best teams in
Union Berlin.
It doesn't even matter if you're going to be good enough to finish. If one of these teams is going to finish top 4 in the Premier League, they're going to be better than the team that comes behind Dortmund and Munich. And it is a slog. The Europa
it can be. It can be.
But. Like watching, I mean, I think hopefully the group games will be better this time. The group games last time, some of them
pretty crappy,
pretty brutal. But hopefully these ones will be good. And there are players playing for their places, and I think that should make a difference as well. That one of the reasons I would be interested in keeping some, like Garnacho say, is that you wouldn't have to put him in a team with all your dickheads, because there are some good players that are going to be playing in Europa this season, partly because, as we said, the standard might be higher, but just also because the standard of the squad's gone up, because you've kept all the ones you wanted to keep and gone and bought some actual good players. So, yeah, I mean, I think, who else do we think will play? I guess Elanga will play. Maybe Elanga, Martial and Ronaldo. Is that going to be the front three?
It depends if Martial's fit or not. Not sure if he's been training yet, but yeah, Ronaldo probably get a start, won't he? Elanga probably
have that.
I know, just to rub it in. It's the competition he really, really, really does not want to play in.
Play him in every Europa League, and maybe do you make him captain? I guess Maguire will be playing, so you couldn't make him captain for extra. Like, yeah, here's your little pat on the head. But
poor little Ronaldo. He really, really wanted to score today, didn't he? Really, a lot of arm flapping going on.
But I'm sure he'll be useful to us, and it's like
has to be now.
Because of his whole desire to leave and not coming back, it meant it was never in the team, so he never actually had to be dropped because he basically dropped himself. So Ten Hag never had to deal with that. He never actually had to drop Ronaldo because Ronaldo dropped himself, and then he's just not getting brought into a winning team, and that's very easy to justify.
I guess that's it for this week. Good to catch up with you, Daniel. Wow, United are good again. That's nice.